What's it been like with the win today, training? Has it been difficult?
Nah, we just got on with it. We know what we have to do and we know what we had to work on, so we just concentrated on that and we got what we needed to do done. So no, all good. But obviously we'd like the win to give us a break for a wee while, but we just crack on.
And can I just ask you about the red card appeals that were rejected this week? How disappointed were you about that? And you're going to miss those players, aren't you? How hard's that going to be to miss those?
Very disappointed. The reason why we put in the appeal was because we believed that that we would have been successful and never went our way. We have to accept that now and just move on. And
Kieran Morris got a further game as well, didn't he? Had to step back. That must be disappointing as well.
Of course it is. I mean, it's not just the sending offs that we believe were wrong. We also now lose their players for 4 games, which is ridiculous, really. So, but listen, that's the way it goes.
And how are they feeling, the squad? Are they disappointed with the whole thing as well?
No, they'll just crack on. They'll just go on with it, just move on, and like you have to do, and you just have to get going again.
And does this and what happened in the game last week and the last 2 games where you've conceded late on, does it make you more determined to get a result at the weekend?
No, I don't think we can be any more determined. I think the players are giving everything that they've got, and they'll continue to do that. If they have any more determination in them, they haven't been using it, then you could question them. They've always been a very determined group that always works very hard, and we will continue to do that into Saturday.
When I mentioned those 2 conceded goals late on the last couple of games, has that been tough mentally to, 2 weeks running each time in training? Is it hard to get back up again?
No, not really. We just keep going. It is obviously tough at the time. I wouldn't lie. It's very tough at the time. But one of the abilities that you learn in football is resilience, and you just have to keep going and go again. And that's the abilities we've had to draw upon. Talk about it, see what we had to improve on, and maybe in the kind of moments or whatever, and see if there was any improvements that we could have made at any point in the game, and we will just move on to the next game now, hoping to show improvements.
And it could have been 4 points instead of 1 out of those 2 games, couldn't it, as well? So there's such fine margins, isn't there?
Yeah, of course. That's how tight it is. But we weren't able to do that, so you just got to take what you got and try and get 3 points in the next game.
Does it show that your players need to be fully concentrated as well until the final whistle when you conceded those games late on?
No, I don't think so. When somebody's up 1 from 40 yards, we're down to 9 men. It's something that you can't legislate for. That was kind of out of our hands. The boys struck it well. It's hit the post and it's come right back to one of them. What can you do about that? We worked so hard in the game to try and get a result, and we were seconds away from being able to do that. So all credit to the players for working so hard to be able to achieve that and being down to 10 men and then 9 men for so long, and everything else that was going on around about that. No, I have nothing but admiration for the way the players attacked the game.
And one of the players that scored in the game, Elliot Nevitt, we've just been chatting to him. How impressed have you been with his first season in league football?
Well, when you think of where he came from, I don't know if many people would have said that at this stage of the season he'd have done what he's done. So that's great credit to Elliot, and he's worked very hard at that, along with all the coaching guys as well. Worked very hard with him all the time, and he's listened to that, and he's still very much a work in progress, and we still believe that with the qualities that he has, that we can still squeeze more out of him. So all good.
What do you think he's improved on over the season?
He's lost 1.5 stone of weight. He's got fitter. He's learning about what his role is in the team and how he should be able to go and do that. So fitter, technically better. So all round he's improved in everything, and now he's having to learn about that mentality and that expectations that are put upon you when you play up front for a team and you're expected to score goals. So he's having to learn and play under their conditions as well. But if you were thinking about it, Alex has been less than a year as a professional footballer. So all credit to him for how well he's done in his first season in professional football.
And do you think in coming seasons he could become a regular goal scorer as well?
I hope so. I'm like everybody else. We hope so. Keeps working hard and he still shows that desire and keeps scoring goals. Then yeah, absolutely he can keep moving forward.
You got Bristol Rovers on Saturday. They've won 5 of their last 6. It shows what a little run can do for teams this league. They're only 14th just under 2 months ago, and now they're in the playoffs.
Yeah, that'll be a tough game, like all at a stage in the season. Every game is difficult at this stage in the season. You know that, so you just got to keep focused and keep what's important close to you. And then when the games come along, go and pay them the due respect that they deserve, and go and try and pick up points. And that's what we'll continue to do.
And they'll probably come to Prenton Park full of confidence after their run. How important is it for you to get a good start to kind of knock them out of their stride in a way?
I don't think we lack confidence. I think everybody knows how tough a place it is to come, Prenton Park. If we're speaking about history, because you were speaking about how they've won 5 out of 6, we know how tough it is for any opposition to come to Prenton Park, because we've proved that over the last however many months, how difficult it is to come and try and get anything at Prenton Park. So that's how I expect it to go. It'll be a real tough game, keenly fought out between 2 teams at the right end of the table at a brilliant time in the season. So it's only to be looked forward to. And
you're 1 point above Newport at the moment. How confident are you that you will finish in those playoffs at least this season?
You only have to. You have to continue to focus on the now, and then when the games come around, take them all accordingly. So the next game is the most important one for us. We will know by the end of the season where it takes. You can't look too far ahead. You can't say, "Oh, I'm very confident this is going to happen," or "That's not going to happen." You just don't know. This is football. You just spoke about how difficult the games are at this stage of the season and how unpredictable. And some of the we understand that, as you've seen from last weekend, some of the out of your control things that can happen that can fling games into a complete tailspin for you. So you've just got to get on with it and keep trying to be the best you can be. And Saturday will be no different. And then we'll move on to the next game and we'll say the same things. And in between them, we'll train hard and try and get prepared the best way possible to try and be in that shake-up at the end. And
what are availability of players for the weekend? Have you got any injuries? Have you got any players coming back or anything? Well,
2 big suspensions, that's for a kicker. So they're 2 missing. And we have a few that have a bit of coughs and colds. And young McPake's struggling. So he probably missed the weekend. But apart from that, we should be okay.
Options have you got for Callum McDonald in that left-back position as well?
Sorry?
What Callum McDonald missing? What options are you thinking of going for left-back?
Well, we're not going to tell you now because we'll find out at the weekend. I'm not trying to be elusive or anything like that. We'll find out at the weekend, but we'll be fine. We'll be absolutely fine. I will look for no excuses. Players that come in will be expected to perform. And they will get there and do the job for us. I have no doubt about that.
Okay, good luck for the weekend, Micky.
Thanks, Carl. Thank you.
Thank you.
Would Micky, would you call it a must-win, or is that not a phrase you like?
I think every game's must-win. Surely it is. From the start of the season, I think you must win every game. I think that's what you've got to look upon it. Listen, you don't know until the end of the season of how important any of the games were, because the league table adds all the points up. But we obviously know it's a really important game, a really exciting game. But I'm only looking at it with optimism and excitement, because what I don't fail to see is that surely every football fan, football player, football manager wants to make sure that they're in the shake-up at the end of the season. And we're in it. We're in the shake-up. So what we've got to continue to make sure is that we stay in there. And we keep trying to win games in order to try and do that. And we're still in it. And everybody keeps telling me how well everybody else is doing. And nobody seems to really speak about us, but we are right in the middle of it all. So I don't lose track of that. We are right in the middle of all these so-called teams that are all doing well. So we must be doing well as well. We obviously haven't had the results recently that we would have wanted, but we're still in that shake-up, and deservedly so. We've got to keep working hard, and every game's a must-win. Every game's a must-win. That's why we're in the world that we're in.
I don't know if you saw Paul Simpson's comments about the atmosphere at the game last Saturday, but he was talking about, how it, well, he was talking about it being a tough atmosphere, shall we say. you want people to feel uncomfortable coming to Prenton Park, don't you? But did you think things overstepped the mark last weekend?
I think I've got to be careful what I say, because I'm not going to get into the club into any more trouble. But I think with the amount of people that I respect in football who were at the game or watched the game, understand why that atmosphere was created. Now, it was created. It never started like that. It was created. And we all know, without me having to say it, and you all know what I'm insinuating and what I'm getting at, without me actually saying it, because I'm not going to get the club into any more bother. I'm not going to give him the dissatisfaction. We know why that was created, and there was no need for it, because it was never a game that was like that. So that is the responsibility on the people who can do what they did to the game, to go away and learn about what can happen if you don't do things or understand how important that game is, and how the two groups of players are going to go at the game. So that's my absolute opinion on that. And everybody else who I spoke to, who I trust's opinion was in agreement with me.